My occupation is chef, full-time father, longtime husband, and a few other hats.
Okay.
Yeah.
What are those other hats?
And so I am a good friend, a confidant. Sometimes I can be the psychologist when it comes to different things. I sit on numerous boards here in the community. I'm a part of the Northside Food Co-op.
Okay.
And they also do community dinners once a week and a lot of other community outreach when it comes to food. Very important that people have food, nutritious food to live, and that's one of the things that we really try to sow in the community.
And tell me about Catch.
Well, Catch Restaurant was conceived as Plan B when Plan A was initially a vegetarian restaurant. That is my background growing up, and that is kind of like the direction that I wanted to go. And kind of assessing the demographics of my particular area, we thought that integrating local seafood with a lot of local produce was going to be a home run hit here. And so far, we've been here for 15 years. We define our style as a casual kind of upscale approach to local fish and vegetables. In the last 30 years, I've had the pleasure of making relationships in my community with small farmers, fishmongers, and it just kind of spread throughout that. It allows me the opportunity to be a little more hands-on with the choices that we make to bring into the restaurant, with the money that we spend in the community as well, and who we spend money with as well. The closer we are to the source of food, the better. And so when something kind of ends up on the plate here at Catch, it's all very mindful and thoughtful. It's not anything that we just kind of quickly put together. It's really about sourcing and maintaining that community relationship. And that's very, very integral to our success here in this restaurant. Well, I think what inspires my creativity, the reflection of color and energy with our food is definitely life and seasons. And I think the appreciation of all of that can be reflected through our canvas, which is the white plate per se. And so when we're constructing dishes, it's not really about anything more than what's available right now. And how can we highlight that? And I think after so many years of experience of sowing that seed, we kind of know exactly what to pull from. And again, unless we've been thrown a curveball, something weather related, hurricane, drought, or something like that, then we can count on you making great hits every year. Yeah.
What is the first thing you remember eating?
I will tell you the first thing that I remember eating that has made an impact in my life every year, every time that I smell it. All the time, is cucumbers. Yes. And why? It's the smell. And the smell does something for me sensory-wise. When I smell a cucumber, most of the time, and that real small, strong aromatic, I assume that summer is near. And that invokes that kind of memory for me, that time travel memory for me. And the only thing that I can equate to that would be the smell of cut grass. Those two things right there just remind me of something, and it's always summer. And so when you're riding down the highway and maybe someone is cutting the grass and you smell that, it's like summer's here. It's just as much as when the precipitation is very heavy in the clouds and you walk outside and maybe your grandmother used to say, it's gonna rain. And you'd be like, well, how do you know that? She's like, I can smell the rain. That kind of thing. And so there are many different things that evoke time travel when it comes to senses. Music, smell, and food are the top three when it comes to that you could immediately smell something or hear something and it takes you all the way back to a whole, and the cucumber does that for me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you. I felt like even as we were talking, like you were going somewhere, like traveling somewhere.
Well, I think that when I refer to time travel, when I'm describing food and things like that, very early in my career, I lost a lot of my immediate family. And so there are things that, as part of remembering, being appreciative, being humble, and reflection, all of that comes with my particular craft, which is cooking and the culinary arts. And so when I'm designing a plate or thinking about ingredients, of course, as we get older, we return to the youth for memories. Those are the things that make us very comfortable. And throughout my career, my comfort has been the reflection of food that I was associated with as a youth. That is my comfort zone when I am yearning for that connection with my family. And so that is my telepathic kind of thing, is through food. So when you hear that kind of space kind of talk, it's always about that. It's, you know.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
If there was a fruit or vegetable that would describe you today, what would it be and why?
I don't know, a fruit or vegetable that may describe me today, I would say collard green.
Okay.
Yeah. And my reason for the collard green would be, in the wild, it's tough and untamed. But when you dress it up a little bit and you trim it down and you put it on simmer for a while and let it do its thing, it can come out to be one of the most beautiful things if you treat it right. And if you rush it too much, it doesn't come out right. And that kind of describes me and my life. If you just let me do my thing and just put me on the back burner, we're gonna make it. It's gonna come out perfect. Everything's gonna look really great, no matter what it is. Whether it's the family, whether it's the Adirondack chairs that my wife said you need to put those together. Don't rush me, because I'm gonna put the screw in the wrong way, And it's the same thing in life. When I'm dealing with employees and different things like that, I like for things to just simmer, no drama, and let's just work together. If we rush things too much, sometimes we miss the special things in life, the smells, the taste.
And so one of the things that I was surprised by you is how peaceful you are. Where does your peace come from?
I think my peace that I have now and for such a long time is the appreciation of the word peace itself, and coming from not a peaceful upbringing. And I think that there was such turmoil in spite of my diet side, which was very different and calming. There was lots of inner turmoil in my family, and it was constant. And I think that myself, even when I was young, I wanted more than that. And I knew that there would be a place where there was going to be peace and I could have that moment. And that's what the kitchen did for me. And I really kind of believe in the upliftment of folks and speaking positive when you're around. I just think that just brings that positive energy. And so that's, the restaurant has done, it's like a diamond that shines in many different facets. It's offered me the opportunity to experience so much from just looking at one thing, And when you move that diamond, you see many different nuances, And that's the same thing with hospitality. When you look at it through many different shades, it's offered us so much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
I completely agree. I guess as for my last question, what do you wish that people knew about you?
It is a very tough question to answer when the question is posed, what do I want folks to know about me? Mm-hmm. I want folks to know that I was a young African American growing up in the South in a predominantly white retirement town, and I have achieved every dream that I have ever thought. You know, and for me, I don't have to ascend or transcend to a spiritual state to be in heaven right now. Heaven is with me right now as we speak. The opportunity to live with my family, my children, to watch them grow, to watch my work family grow and learn. And this is the carbon footprint that I want to leave, you know, not just, oh man, he was just such an awesome cook. He could, you know, he was really awesome. He did all of this kind of thing, but not only that, but he was a person that cared for the community. He fed us when we needed it, not just food, but so many other life skills, you know, and I think that's what I want other folks to be inspired when they hear the story, you know, that you can do it, put it all in the bank, and unlock it when you need it, you know, and so, you know, the opportunity to share this story and to have this brief conversation with you has just been, you know, momentous for me, because I know that this can go on to be so much more in the grand scheme of life, you know, and I trust that, you know, you're going to just make your project that much sweeter in everything that you're working on. And so, you know, thank you for thinking of us and coming and spending some time with us here, and think of us often, you know, when you're out and about, you know, because we are one as a people. It doesn't matter male or female or what color we are. And I think that, you know, strengthening the community, strengthening each other through positive, you know, it's just like I reach out my hands and you put your hands, you know, and so having that connection and that energy, that's what it's really about. And it doesn't matter what background that you're from, you know, and if we can uplift each other as a people, you know, and I hope that that's what people get when they come in this restaurant. They feel good, they feel great. It's not about coming into a black restaurant or anything like that. It's about coming into excellence. You know what I'm saying? And so again, I hope that here in these conversations can help you along with what you're doing.